Okay, remember now, I said I've got some work going on in the house. We're getting some remodeling, new bathrooms, yay! Lisa's designed these incredible bathrooms that I cannot wait to get into. So if you hear some drilling, bumping, don't worry about it. It's not gonna affect us in the kitchen. By the way, I'm wearing Stevie Wonder today. My two favorite. It's cold outside, so why not come in and have a bowl of clam chowder, New England clam chowder. Stick around. It's a great, easy recipe. So we're going to take about 4 or 5 slices of bacon and just chop it up, cube it up. That's going to be the oil, the fat for our soup, our chowder. Okay? Take your time. Now you see these large hunks to my left? That right there is some honey sliced ham we had left from the holiday season. And I went ahead and froze that. And I'm going to add a little bit of that to the soup just to give it a little more, character. I'm just going to dice them into cubes. Out here on the West Coast, I found honey sliced ham. At home, it was always honey baked, so I'm not sure if it's the same company with a different name. However, we loved it for Christmas this year. Was it Christmas, baby, we had this, or was it, yeah, Christmas. I'm just going to cube that up. I'm not going to put that in right away. I'm going to put that in a little later. Maybe when I add the clams. See how we just cubed that up? I'm going to cut that fat out, though. We don't need that fat in here, so we'll slice that away. Okay, we are just about ready to start making our chowder. We're already making it. Let's just do the cooking part now. Everything is prepped, so shall we cook? First thing, of course, turn the burner on. Make sure we got a nice fire there. And I'm going to give it like 30 seconds to heat up before I add the bacon to it. Is that 30 yet? Oh, that's a quick 30. You know, in my zeal to show you chopping bacon, I think I chopped too much for you. However, we'll just add more potatoes or something to balance it out. And do not forget, it's all about portion control. So you can make serve up a nice bowl of soup, or you can serve up 2 bowls of soup. So I say serve yourself 1. If you're still hungry, have some later. Now that honey sliced or honey baked ham, we're going to put in the fridge till we're ready for it. And I hope you can hear the sizzle of that bacon. We're going to let that cook to render that bacon goodness out into the pot. The guys are having a good time back there working on the bathroom, so I'm going to let them do their things. We'll let that cook. Let's take a look at our bacon. I added the lid to the pan. We're just going to scrape that off the bottom. That's coming along really nicely. Give it just a little longer. Little trick to help speed up the cooking there. Ready for our onions. And we're going to let those saute for just 2 to 3 minutes. They'll become translucent. I'm going to mix them in with the bacon and break up any onions that didn't get chopped finely. You want to loosen all those up. Just turn that over. Again, I'm going to put the lid back on, let this cook for about a minute to a minute and a half. I want the onions to release their flavor into the pot. Just beautiful. If you were in my kitchen, woo, how's it smelling, baby?
Good.
Yeah, I don't think I can hear you at home.
Good.
You getting hungry? Yeah, okay, so turn that over. And don't worry about that browning in the bottom. All that will come loose when you add your clam juice. Let's add our carrots and celery. Again, we're going to turn these over. Just mix everything in. And I'm just about ready to add the flour. Give it about a minute just to let everything loosen up there. We're going to add that flour in there. This is going to be a nice big pot of clam chowder. Add the lid just to help sweat those. and release all that moisture, all that liquid, the juices that are in our carrots, celery, and onion. Let's sneak a peek at those carrots, onions, the bacon. Ooh, isn't that beautiful? Now here's a trick that I do just to kind of loosen all that goodness off the bottom of the pot. Some of that, the clam juice that I brought out of the can, I'm going to add maybe a quarter cup right there. Almost like deglazing our pan, except we're not using wine. We're using clam juice. So beautiful. Now we're going to add the flour next. And this is like, we're making a roux in the bottom of our pot. Although it's really not a roux because we're not gonna brown it up. We're just gonna add the flour. So this helps to thicken our chowder later on once we get all the ingredients in. That was about a quarter cup. Yep, exactly a quarter cup. I'm gonna mix this in and add just a little bit more of my clam juice. And all of this is by feel, moms, dads, kids who like to cook. Just, I want you to feel your way. If you're a golf fan and you watch Tiger Woods talk about golf and the fact that, he feels how things are in his feet, it's that same technique when it comes to cooking. If you feel it, and I get chicken skin talking about that, the idea that to feel it and smell it, it's that natural ability that you have when it comes to cooking. And people say, well, chef, I'm not a cook. And remember, and I'm only a chef when I'm in charge of a kitchen. Right now, I'm a cook, just like my mama was, like Julia was, like all the great cooks. They'll tell you, we like to feed people. That's what cooking is all about. Chefing is running the kitchen and making sure things go well. Now that looks good right there, so feel it. I'm gonna go ahead and add my bay leaf, one bay leaf. And I've got a California bay laurel in my backyard. Well, I had one, I really butchered it, chopped it up. I'm gonna add 2 bay leaves. We're going to remove those before we serve the stew up. And I've got my vegetable broth that's been simmering on the stove. I'm going to pour that in. Isn't that gorgeous? The vegetable broth. Stir it up, little darling, little Bob and Molly for everyone today. There we go. Now, let's add our clam juice. That's the juice from the can. Now that's a clean dish, so I'm going to get all that goodness. I'll take and get all of that clammy in there, the clam stuff in there. Now here's my bottle of clam juice. This is really giving, so shake it up really good. There's a Taylor Swift song called Shake It Up. I love it. Hey Taylor, I want to cook for you someday. All right, okay, now we're going to add that. Okay, my dream list of people to cook for, I've cooked for a lot of great folks over the years. I'd like to cook for Taylor Swift, yes I would. And I'd like to cook for Lady Gaga, yes I would. I love to cook for Dionne Warwick, that's to be totally honest. She's the bomb. Anyway, let's get back to work. So I've got my chowder. I'm gonna bring this to a boil before I add my potatoes and my clams. Hey, it's me, Curtis. Before you watch my video intro, my sweetheart says I left 2 things out. One is I grow my own food. When I was with the Food Network, I did a show called From My Garden, and now I do a thing on YouTube, From My Garden in the Backyard, where I'll show people how to grow something, how to harvest it, and then take it inside and cook with it, okay?